Well, this regime is a shit show. Keone, what were they thinking?
Thinking? You got to stop accusing this administration about thinking.
The amount of energy that it takes to be a racist is insane.
It's too easy, Stacey. The only thing the internet asks you to be most times is don't be homophobic, don't be sexist, don't be racist. How hard is that?
Apparently they can't handle it.
Stacey, you got to pull, because I don't know what the hell Trump is doing. Pull a card, because we haven't done that yet. And it's got to be the fool. It's going to be the fool. It has to be the fool.
Oh my God! Who's the psychic now? Cello all, Stacey the Black Feather Intuitive, and welcome to this edition of Dear Democracy. And I have my fabulous cohort Keone with me today.
Not too fabulous today.
Keone is not feeling so fabulous, so he's going to stay off camera, and you just get to look at me all day. Sorry.
Well, that's because
Sorry.
I got to spend that's because I got to spend 30 hours at the TSA line. That's why.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. But who warned you about that?
The big beautiful bill warned me about it that no one read, and now all his constituents are complaining about. You cut TSA funding, you cut the TSA jobs, then the airlines get backed up. So what do we do now? Now we've got to go hire more TSA agents. Some TSA agents aren't coming back that were asked to come back because we all know if you like what you do, you'll make less money. But if you hate what you do, then the job is miserable. You're not being treated well, and you find something better. Who's coming back to that? So, one, you're going to spend more money to rehire. Two, when you get new people, you have to spend money to train them. And
It
three,
costs a lot of money to train a person up.
you have people filling in for them that make more money than they were making in the first place. So, where did you save the money?
Yeah. No, I know. It's just typical. And in my humble opinion, this is what it means to have a Republican government, because they talk about they're worried about spending, but they don't really spend properly. They're the worst at it. So,
I would disagree. They spend properly for them.
yeah, for them, but not for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we've
So,
got some
on
crazy
that note, today, simply because you are not feeling so great, I actually sent you a bunch of questions that you can ask. They were chosen at random, so I didn't read through them all. I just kind of, randomly sent them. So if you want to dive in, this is just going to be a primarily a predictive session where we're going to go through kind of some of the hot topics of right now. And just sort of see what we get to and where we get to it. But I do want to point out today, for those of you who maybe are not caught up on the excursions of today with this current regime, the Supreme Court is actually leaning against the birthright citizenship. So we have a win for democracy, and I'm super excited and super pumped about that. I'm not delusioned into thinking that we've won it entirely, right? We won the battle, but maybe we haven't yet won the war on that. I'm sure they're going to come back around with something. But I feel like today we're going to take the win.
Gotta take them as they come, right?
Yeah,
Well,
100%.
just to let the audience in, I'm gonna give some key points before we get to the question. So, like our first topic is the Trump administration versus the DOJ, FBI, and politicized purges. Former FBI agents are suing after being fired over involvement in Trump-related investigations. He's been doing that since he's been back, always targeting people, whether it's freeing January Sixers,
Oh, yeah.
pals of his, and putting political rivals in jeopardizing positions. Allegations of political retaliation inside federal law enforcement. raises major concerns about independence of the justice system. So the predictive focal questions are: is the DOJ becoming politically controlled, or will there be pushback? The DOJ has never been used as much as a political tool in the history of the Department of Justice.
No, it's not even a Department of Justice. It's not functioning as a normal branch of justice. It's completely corrupt. Everybody that's in there that is making decisions is completely corrupt and for, Mr. Cheeto Man, dear leader. So, okay, so sorry, I cut you off. What was the
Well,
question?
I disagree with the. I know I get what you're saying. The people that he's in placing are corrupt. It's the ones who aren't corrupt. They're the ones who are getting sliced and diced.
Well, yeah, they're either being removed, were removed already, or they're leaving because they're like, I don't want to be a part of this. Because they're being asked to do things that are completely illegal, batshit crazy.
How far do you think these purges will go, and will they backfire legally? Well, that's a hard one. Well, I'm definitely gonna have to go to the cards for that one because legally, you should think legally things that shouldn't be happening legally have been happening. So how am I gonna answer this legally wise?
So psychically, I'm not even going to pull cards yet. I'm just going to go psychically. I do feel that there is going to be some form of retribution that's going to start next year, 2027. I'm getting February is when something is going to be announced. I'm really feeling strongly that, and I don't know how this is all going to play out, but I feel that Pam Bondi is going to be disbarred. Unfortunately, I don't think she's that's going to hurt her all that much because I see, a lot of the right wing extremist organizations taking her on as a, basically a legal consultant, and she'll probably make, a fuck ton more than what she makes now. I don't see her having to leave the country, which makes me sad because I would love to see her not be able to live here anymore because it's so uncomfortable for her. But I don't feel that it's necessarily going to be easy for her either. The rest of the DOJ, what I keep seeing is a lot of decisions that were made during this time frame are going to be overturned because they're going to be deemed corrupt. They're going to be deemed unjustified. It's like my lawyer understanding, my legal understanding is TV, Law and Order. So take what works for you, leave the rest behind here. But what I'm feeling is that when they're able to prove in one case that the either the judge or the lawyer was rotten, was bad, was corrupt, did bad things, did illegal things, it opens up all of their cases to kind of be thrown out. And I feel like there's something along those lines that's also going to happen. So they need to pick one case that's a slam dunk that they know they're going to be able to get. And then I see it just like the dominoes falling and them being able to get a lot of people that have been involved in the cases. They're going to be able to kind of nab them all. I feel that it's going to start in 2027. We're not going to see a ton of things coming to fruition until about 2029. But I am hopeful for that. That's what I'm seeing.
Wow. We've seen Christian almost the first go. Pat Bondi, that is crazy how people will support certain people no matter what they do. U.S. conflict with Iran, war and motive scrutiny. We were told this war would be over in a day. Of course, we've been told many things.
Oh, it's always
It's
2 weeks. It's two
yeah,
weeks out. It's always 2 weeks
2 weeks,
out.
2 weeks. Everything's always going so great. It's going so great, so great.
Yeah.
And it's never going as great as it needs to be. Um, when Ukraine happened, we were estimated 3 to 6 months. Now look what year we're in. You know,
Yeah. I know. I heard that the other day. It's like been 4 years or something like that. My
going on,
mind's just
going on 5. Yeah.
five. Is it five? My
Hmm.
mind was just blown, like absolutely blown. I saw it lasting years, but I saw it lasting two. And clearly it's still going on. And I mean, Zelensky, what a leader. What a representation of leadership and resilience and stick-to-itiveness. And oh my God, I just have so much respect for that man.
So how long do you see this one lasting?
So I did a video on this actually a couple of weeks back when this all got started, and I don't see this war lasting months. Sorry, lasting years. I see it lasting months, and I see it. Something is going to kind of come to a head in November, and I feel like everything kind of gets really wrapped up and resolved towards the beginning of 2027. So I don't know if that's January or February. I'm feeling a little more into February today. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to have a lot of push pull, like that's what I feel is going to kind of happen is he's going to say a lot of what you're saying now, which is, oh yeah, we're in talks and it's going to be over tomorrow and everything's going to be awesome. And I'll be honest with you, the feeling that I get is that Iran is going to kind of fuck with him too. Like I don't feel that they are actually in talks to resolve anything. I feel that Trump is desperately trying to get something going and they're refusing to talk to him, which quite frankly, good on them. I'm not saying, that I support Iran or support the war in Iran. I'm just saying based on the circumstances and, what they're dealing with, they're handling it exactly right. They're not giving him the time of day, which drives him completely bonkers. And that's why he comes out and makes all these grandiose claims about how, oh yeah, it's going to be resolved. And he's going to make up some cockamamie bullshit. And then, 2 days later, oh, they did this. So now we're not going to play ball. We're not going to talk to them. We're not going to this. We're not going to that. And I know that he's threatening to put boots on the ground in some kind of an island that is really important to gas. I think it's natural gas or something like that. I don't remember the name of the island. I definitely feel that there are going to be boots on the ground with that. I do feel that there sadly is going to be American soldier loss of life, which just sickens me. And I feel like it's all because of this goofball who has to be right versus happy, who has to keep up this illusion. And I feel also from a health perspective with him, from a mental health perspective, we know that he's not all there. That's a given. But I'm feeling also like it's getting to the point where they're giving him very curated information that is telling his addled brain a particular story that he can get on board with, even if none of it is true or accurate. But in his mind, it is true and it is accurate. And I've been seeing that a little bit in, some of the newsreels and things that I've watched, is that when he says these things, it's like the pathological liar who really believes it, like fully is all in and believes it. And I feel like he has passed a point of like derangement, right? Where his brain is not all there any longer, but it's there enough that he latches onto a story and he can't get out of that loop. And he really believes that we're winning this war. He believes a lot of the things that people are saying to him around him. And it's really a scary place to be, knowing that he's the one. Now, there are shadow people working behind him, but ultimately he's the one that's got the world by the balls. So it's a sticky wicket. It's a very tricky place for us to be. I know that's a lot more than what you
And
asked,
no,
but
no,
what's
that's
coming
I
up
mean,
for
you gave me perfectly what you gave me. It's just these Middle East conflicts are never fast.
oh
So
my
I'm
God.
hoping your months are months, but
And they're
oof,
not really ever resolved either.
no. So I mean, yeah, that's gonna be the tough one. The longer it goes,
The worse
the
it
harder it's
is.
going to be to resolve and the more
Yeah.
possibility of loss of life. Our next big topic is the Epstein files. That is still a thing. Yes.
Mhm.
Survivors saying justice still feels incomplete, manipulated. They're still releasing millions of files, but still not releasing everything, which I don't understand. This is not a comic book. We don't have release dates. Just put all the information out.
Yeah.
It's gonna take someone leaking it. That's what it's gonna take. Um, will the DOJ ever release the full unredacted files? And who do you
I'm gonna
think?
go to the cards on this one.
And I think people easily say President Trump. That's just the name to pick. Some people not realizing there are bigger players in this country than the actual president. And so
Yeah.
one question is who is it protecting? It's protecting somebody, and I don't think it's just I don't think it's President Trump. I don't think it's a
So
politician. But go ahead.
that's the secondary question. So the first question you asked is, will the DOJ ever release all of the files? And what I'm seeing here with the Page of Swords is that it's going to come from uh, a source that is unexpected, a source that has been underestimated. Um, I feel like at this point, the DOJ, unless they start throwing people in jail and doing what they're supposed to do, like they've broken the law, unless they start actually taking action that is affecting these individuals, no, I don't believe that the DOJ is going to release all the files. But what I do feel is there is a what do you call that, like oh my God, sorry, I've been reading all day. My brain is a little bit mushy to find my words, but it's like the underdog. That's the word I'm looking for. It's going to be an underdog type energy. It's going to come from somewhere that we don't expect. And it's going to be either someone young that's going to release all of this, or a younger country than ours that's going to be releasing some of this stuff. I also feel like this has been threatened to be released at least 3 times already. And there's always someone that comes in at the last minute to do whatever is required. And I feel like whatever is required is not pretty stuff. I mean, it's dark, it's deep, dark stuff. But I do feel that this information is going to be released. It's interesting. I keep seeing April. Now we are in April. I really wish I could tell you that it's all going to come out this month. Some of it's going to come out this month. They're going to continue to drip and drab us, but I feel that it's all actually going to really start to come out next April. We'll have the majority of the information that we need by next April. That saddens me to think that we've still got a year to go around that, but that's what I'm getting. And I also feel like when we talk about the page energy, it's young energy. And I feel like this also represents the young girls who are now women who were affected by this. And I feel that they still have a lot of cards to play. And the more deranged he gets, the further away, the further the people that are protecting him get from him. And the more vulnerable he becomes, the more vulnerable the whole situation becomes. And I feel like it's these women who were young girls who were assaulted and affected by this awfulness are going to end up kind of toppling the house of cards. So it's very interesting. There's a younger country, but also younger people, or a younger person that's going to bring this out. I also keep hearing the word hack. So I feel like we are going to get, and this does feel like this April, we are going to get, there's going to be a hack. And the hack is going to get at some of these files. And so the stuff that's going to be released, I feel, are going to be videos and pictures, which are really hard to deny. They're going to try and lie and say that it's, AI and, somebody covered it all up and all the rest of it, but it's going to be pretty hard to deny some of those things. So that's the long answer. What was the second question that you had there about?
Who are they trying to protect?
Oh, right. Okay. They're trying to protect the scheme of their world domination. I feel like they're trying to protect. It goes beyond just the trafficking component. Unfortunately, that's awful that it happened, but I feel that it's bigger than that, if you can even imagine that. and I'm hearing that they're trying to protect the plan of world domination. So I'm seeing all of these big leaders of the different countries, the different factions, the different areas of the world. That's who's trying to be protected. And what's really sad about it is I feel like even if some of those names were released, people wouldn't even necessarily know who they were, and that's what they're trying to protect is their anonymity, their invisibility, because they're the ones that are doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes in terms of how we live our lives and how money is run in the world, global economy, not just talking about the US. Um, and I also feel that he is trying to protect himself because I do feel that he is, guilty as fuck and he's all in there. We're already seeing it. Of course, it's, unverified or whatever, but, they're working on verifying that. And there's more to come. When you withhold 3 million documents and you know that this man is mentioned in these documents over 1 million times, that says something. There's definitely something more going on there. It's not just, they're just smoke and mirrors. The card that I pulled for that is the moon, and the moon is those, I want to say, like, things aren't always what they seem. Secrets, secrets being revealed, needing to shed a different light on the mystery of things, wanting to keep things hidden, wanting to keep things under wraps, wanting to take a different path. This also is a card of lunacy, madness, and gaslighting. This is a gaslighting card. So yeah, there's just so much that's going on. But it is sadly much bigger than the trafficking component of what we're dealing with. And that's just, that says a lot.
I was gonna say beautiful. I was like, I like the response, and my first response was beautiful. Now she's gonna be, "Are you calling me beautiful?" No, I'm not. Well, you are. Jesus, I'm digging a hole. It's the medication.
Oh, it's all good, dude. It's all
Our
good.
next big topic is birthright citizenship.
Mm.
The constant attack on immigration, the constant attack on immigrants, the constant attack on how people gain their citizenship. Many people have their opinions on why. Um, where are you at on this?
So me personally, where I'm at on this is I think it's despicable that they're even trying to raise this topic. I believe that, a country has a right to immigration policy and, to keep things safe and, all of the things and the stuff. But there's a right way to do it and there's a not right way to do it. And clearly it's not right what they're doing. And they're taking it, to the nth degree, because they want to see how far, we can be pushed. I disagree with it 150%. From a psychic perspective, I'm getting that this is not going away until this regime is removed. I do feel that the orange Cheeto man is not long for this particular position. And once he gets, eradicated in whatever way that is, whether it's through impeachment or an illness, that's when I see the current government or the current regime being neutered. And when it becomes neutered, it's not that all the bad stuff is going to stop, but they're not going to have the same level of clout to be able to get away with it. Because once Orange Man is neutered out of the picture, that's 3/4 of the power that this current regime has. So they're going to limp along, but they're not going to make it very far. And then it's the job of the next, iteration, the next administration to come in, and they're going to really need to focus on undoing a lot of what has been done. I think it's really important for people to keep that in mind, that this was undone. All of it has happened in like a one year and 3 month window of time. Not saying that we got to this place that quickly. I mean, obviously there was a lot of stuff going on behind the
Yeah.
scenes for the last 10 years to orchestrate this, maybe even longer. But I do feel that what has been stripped away and torn down so quickly is not going to be as easily or quickly undone, brought back up. So, for those of us who believe in democracy, the fight is not over. We need to understand that this is like the first phase, and then we need to move into the second phase, and the third phase, and the fourth phase. You didn't ask me that, but there you go. That's what I'm getting.
Nah, I mean, it's okay. I was wrapping it up. Everything that we talked about today kind of deals with transparency. The war on Iraq, there is no transparency. What's happening with the FBI and Department of Justice, there's no transparency. There's no transparency on Epstein files. Just no damn transparency. I believe,
Oh, but this is the most transparent administration and the most
yeah,
transparent president that we've ever had in the history of America.
what's going to happen is once this administration is done, because they can't come back, next, he can't be elected president again. When people are not afraid of him, that's when a lot of things are going to come out.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's going to when he is neutered, everything is coming out because people who have been following him, whether out of fear or blind loyalty or racism or sexism or whatever it is, they're going to be trying to rebrand themselves. They're going to be, coming back and saying, "Oh, but I didn't really mean it. I was forced to do that, or I didn't really buy into those things. I was focusing on this over here and that over there." It's important for us to be like elephants and have a long freaking memory. I think it's the elephants who have the long memory. I could be wrong. Maybe the elephant has no memory.
It
I don't
is. It
know.
is. No, it's the elephants
Okay.
that have the long memory. You're right.
Yes. So we need to be like the elephants and we need to not forget, because anyone who tries to rebrand themselves, I want to say that the evil is still inside. The devil is still within, and we need to, this is in many ways, they talk about cutting the head off the snake, and then another head grows back, or there's always another head to come into the mix. We need to be thinking a little bit beyond that. We need to remove the whole thing. The whole snake, the tail, the head, the shed skin, the live skin, the everything about it. We need to be very vigilant in that, because it's not going to go away. It's just going to go into hiding. And we need to learn these lessons now so that we don't have to be in this situation again. I mean, can you imagine if we get out of this and 10 years later we're right back into it? Oh my God, like shoot me now. So we all need to be very vigilant.
And vigilant, not vigilantes.
No,
Vigilantes, vigilant. There's
vigilant.
there's a difference.
There's a big difference. There's a big difference. And as much as I love those Marvel movies and vigilantes, in
Well,
my
V for
entertainment.
Vendetta was the big one. That was Get
Yes. Oh
Vendetta.
my God. Yeah. Yeah, that
That's
freaked
a
me
movie
out.
that
But
I need to watch
I
again.
mean, good stuff, right? Good stuff, but save it for the screen. We need to be honest. It's one of those things. Sometimes we do have to fight fire with fire, but we don't need to go that low. Like we don't need to stoop to their level. We need to play smart and we need to think 10 steps ahead.
Wow. Well, Stacy, um, good episode of Dear Democracy as usual. We love to give you guys these tight updates, fill-ins. Tell everybody what we've got coming up this month.
Oh my goodness. Okay, putting me on the spot. What do I have coming up this month?
Yeah.
We have I don't know, Keone, what do we have? We just got through. If you guys are interested, I did a Black Feather Reacts series that was really a lot of fun to do, where I reacted to this TikTok psychic who went cray cray, and created this whole scenario and tried to say that psychic guidance is fact. And I mean, it's just crazy. If you want to watch it, check out my YouTube channel for that. It's called The Black Feather Reacts. That was really cool. But what do we have coming up?
Well, we're gonna do the Afro Man case next.
Oh, okay. Actually, I saw I haven't watched anything, but I saw a clip of something going by and I was like, "Oh, I know Afro Man. I wonder what that's all about." So yeah,
You're
I look
missing.
forward to that.
You're missing out.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I haven't watched anything about it. I don't know a thing, so I'll be able to go in there and be
No, you need to
completely
watch
unbiased.
it. You need to watch it. I don't know. I would no.
Okay.
I might let that be a natural reaction for you. Never mind.
Yeah. No, I definitely want to just be I just want it to be natural and in the moment. I think that's more fun, more entertaining.
All right, cool. Well, speaking of entertainment, we'll be right back to entertain you guys later.
All right. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time. Transform well.